For years about skimming devices. Investigators found one here in the Miami Valley last week.
But now criminals are turning to new tools, skimmers. And these you can't see from the outside. In this I-Team Consumer Alert, Xavier Hershevitz explains how these work.
And what a credit union right here in our area is doing to make sure its customers do not wind up victims.
I just sat there stunned.
It was after a stop at an ATM that Elaine says it was clear something was going on with her Washington State employee's credit union account.
Like, how is this money taken out of my account when I haven't left the house and my card is right here in my hand?
Her information stolen, her account compromised, and $1,000 drained from her account.
That is really disturbing. I really have thought a lot about the idea that somebody had my information.
Turns out Elaine wasn't alone. Hundreds of people had the same thing happen to them. But how? This surveillance video shows you the sophisticated new devices criminals are using. It's called a shimmer. It works like a skimmer, but is added inside the card reader, and you can't see it from outside the ATM.
We're still seeing a variety of things.
Chris Hansen is with the U.S. Secret Service and investigates financial crimes.
It's a cat and mouse game. The engineers that are protecting the system, they come up with new technology or new configurations, and then the bad guys, they figure out ways around that to get at the money.
He showed our sister station in Seattle how the devices work.
People are inserting this device into the place where you put your credit card in, and it's meant to steal the credit card data when you insert your card.
This shimming device was found thousands of miles away in Seattle, but experts say they are spreading, and it's only a matter of time before one ends up here in the Miami Valley. Last November, a skimming device was found at a Right Pat Credit Union ATM in Kettering.
That's really frustrating.
Jason France is the Vice President of Fraud Risk Management at Right Pat Credit Union. His job is to not only help customers when their account's been compromised, but prevent it from happening in the first place.
We take it personally when our members are attacked. We consider it an attack, and we do everything to help them fight back.
To keep their members safe, they share best practices with credit unions across the country, but they're also working to keep a leg up on fraudsters.
It's a global fight, and everything is changing. What may happen in one geography will soon be happening in our geography.
And when something happens, like that skimmer device last year, they look at ways they can be better. They work to keep the latest technology to prevent fraud, but Jason says people have the biggest role in deterring those fraudsters. That means training for their employees and fraud prevention classes for their members.
Be observant. If you see cameras anywhere, be concerned. If you see damage to the terminals, be concerned. But not only be concerned, but also say something.
Back in Seattle, Elaine was able to get her money reimbursed, but says she now thinks twice any time she swipes.
I would say I'm using it less, but ultimately convenience will probably win out, and I'll be back.
In Beaver Creek, I'm consumer investigative reporter Xavier Hershevitz for News Center 7.
And News Center 7 looked into the numbers and why it's so important to know about skimmers. In the first half of 2023, crooks skimmed almost 120,000 cards. That was a 77% jump from the first half of 2022. This information came from the most recent data from software company FICO.